Hi y'all, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I am sharing our curriculum picks for my 4th grader for the 2024-2025 school year. So stay tuned. Okay, well, if you are new, welcome to my channel, Pursuing Peace. My name is Dina, and I am a homeschooling mama of 5 kiddos, 4 and under. No, I keep saying that, and that is not accurate. That's craziness. 10 and under. And on this channel, I share my passions for Christ, for homeschooling, and for encouraging mamas in their faith and in this amazing season of motherhood. So if you'd like to join me on this journey, then click the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to click the little bell icon so you get notified whenever new videos pop up. You can also follow us over on Instagram at Dina_Pursuing Peace. Okay, you guys, well, after watching my preschool video, my 1st graders video, my 3rd graders video, you might think you know what I'm going to use for my 4th grader. I thought I knew too, but that is not the case. We are changing it up this year with my 4th grader. And now I do want to preface this by saying this was always the plan. It was always the plan to change things up about 4th grade. And the reason is because we do classical conversations. Now I have a whole playlist down in the description box if you want to know exactly what CC is. But the way that it works is you have foundations from like 1st through 5th or 6th grade. But starting at 4th grade, you go up into the next tier also, and it is called Essentials. And Essentials is where they start to really hone in their writing skills. And so the plan was always to start that and to start the Essentials curriculum at their 4th grade year. So because of that, things are getting switched up a little bit. Now, we haven't had a CC community here in a couple of years, and it's the same thing for this year. We don't have a CC community. However, I am going to attempt to do this at home. At least parts of it, parts that I can do at home, because I've never been through the Essentials program. So, but I'm going to attempt the parts of it that I can, because we are going to be moving from Arizona in about a year or so. And so at that point, I want to join a CC community, but I don't want them to lose those years that they would have been in Essentials, if that makes sense. So I'm changing it up for my 4th grader and my 5th grader, because Essentials is supposed to be 3 years, and it's designed for 3 years. You can do it in less than that. You can do it in 2 years. You can do it in 1 year, but it's designed for a 3-year program because they really want those writing skills to kind of be something that just happens automatically, so that when they do get into the challenge programs, then they don't have to think about how to write a paper. They can just write a paper. And then that way they can focus on the other things that they need to learn and discuss and converse about. So that was a long explanation for why we are switching curriculums. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what we've got for this year. Okay, you guys, we're going to start with handwriting for my 4th grader, and he's going to go into level 4. He is still currently working on level 3, but once he finishes that, then he will come into level 4. Level 3 is where they begin cursive, and then level 4, they just continue working on the skill of cursive. And if you don't know the good and the beautiful, the way that they do their handwriting, the way that they train their handwriting is they go by the colors of the rainbow. So the child comes up here and he starts with red, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So we start with red, we go down to orange, and then we've got to make our way up to yellow, not green, right? So yellow is the next color, we go around to green. And so they continue with that in level 4. And here we go, and each page has an activity. I usually tell my kids, go ahead and do one page, one full page like this, not back and front, just one full page, and then you're done with your handwriting. And what we will probably do is we'll go back and forth between handwriting and typing. So we'll do handwriting one day, we'll do typing another day, and I'll show you what we're using for typing a little bit later on in the video. I do have timestamps below if you'd like to skip ahead to something that you'd like to see, to a certain subject that you'd like to see. But this is for level 4. We've always loved the good and the beautiful handwriting. And sometimes my kids are like, yes, I want to do this activity. And sometimes they're not. And so as long as they do this part, I am completely fine. They don't have to do absolutely the whole page. So we've got just copy work here, just like they just copy the letters. And I see there examples of the uppercase letter that are not connecting with the other letters or words. Okay, and see, like this here doesn't have the guides, like the rainbow guides, and so they should have had enough practice for that. But every once in a while they will have the rainbow guides. See here, so just kind of training them to do that outside of it. Oh, they're putting the capital letter, they're attaching it to the word. It's what's going on. Is what's going on here. Oh, that's just blank. Every once in a while you'll get this. This is an assessment or an evaluation, and you're supposed to go through, and if the child has had kind of trouble forming any of the letters, then you will write it here, let them watch you, and then they will write it here. I usually just tell them to write it as many times as they can. Sometimes my kids need all 4 of these, and sometimes I only need to do maybe like 2 of them, and then they can do the activity, and then they can be done for that day. Have the child write each letter pair, uppercase and lowercase, the second half of the alphabet. Oh, N through Z in cursive. Oh, I see. So they're writing that. Okay, and then it's broken out into different sections. This is section 2. And up here we have some copy work. Write the sentence in your best handwriting. You may write in print or cursive. So they just copy the sentence down here, and they could do it in either print or cursive. That's nice. That's nice. And then here are the letters in print, and they're supposed to write it in cursive right next to it. That's good. Oh, maze. My kids love mazes. I love that there's copy work here. I didn't realize how much copy work was in these. But look at that. That's a good amount. I can do all things through Christ. Yes. Who strengthens me. Gives me strength and hope and all the good things. Yes. Here's some. Is this tracing? Oh, yeah. Trace the verbs and then write them in cursive. Guys, this is so good. Oh, it just keeps getting better. Just keeps getting better as it goes along. That's exciting. So we are doing the good and the beautiful handwriting. We have it for our pre-K, for our preschooler, our 1st grader, 3rd grader, 4th grader, and our upcoming 5th grader. We're using all of these. And they do love these. I've never had them, look at this. I've never had them complain about doing their handwriting. And this is something that they could do totally independent, which is a bonus. Bonus for the mama, right? So yes, so I do ask them, like I tell them, go do your handwriting, do 1 page, and then come back and show it to me. So I want them to come back and show it to me so I can make sure that way when it does come to evaluation time, I know which letters or words or anything like that they are having trouble with. So this is our handwriting. Okay, the next thing that I am going to show you guys is where we are changing it up this year a little bit. So we are changing it up. I'll show you what this is in a bit. But like I said before, we had always, it was always the plan to go into essentials using classical conversations. Now that we don't have a community here, that was kind of a bump in our plan, you know. But it's okay because structure and style is actually very similar to what Essentials uses as far as their curriculum for writing. It's still IEW. I'll actually show you what they use here in a little bit. So I am going to use this for my 4th grader and my 5th grader, and this is a writing curriculum. It's got a little bit of like grammar and stuff like that in here, just a little bit, but it's by no means a grammar curriculum. It is a writing curriculum. I know a lot of people are very familiar with IEW. I had not ever attempted to do any IEW because 1, we were doing the good and the beautiful, and 2, I knew that eventually we would get to IEW because of classical conversations. So, but since we don't have it, I wanted to give my kids kind of a start, because the way Essentials works is it's supposed to be 3 years of doing the same thing. And then by the end of that 3rd year, they can write a paper like in their sleep. That's what my impression is. But because we are here and we've been here for a couple of years, my 5th grader has already lost a year of this. And so I'm not worried about her because she loves to write. And so writing comes naturally to her, but I want to give her a little bit more structure to her style, you know? You know what I mean? So anyway, so this is the teacher's manual, and there are tons of really good videos on this that are able to explain this a lot better than I can. So I will leave a few links down below that have helped me. But from what my understanding is this is broken down into units. So unit 1 all the way to unit 9, I believe. Oh, 7. Oh, it's 7 because it's level A, because this is year 1 level A. They have year 2 level A. I don't know if they have year 3 level A, but this is just based on where the child is, and everything that I read was like, if they've never done it before, just start with level A. So that was good for me. And so the way that it works is, first it shows them how to make a keyword outline. It shows them how to write from notes, how to write an essay from notes, how to write from a narrative story, how to summarize information into an essay, writing from pictures, summarizing using multiple references. So now you have a lot of information that you have to summarize together, and inventive writing, which is their creative writing in this last unit here. So this is the teacher's guide. It's broken out into kind of a little schedule, I think. And here is an example of like day 1. So teacher preparation, watch teaching, writing, structure, and style. People call it twists too. Now I know Classical Conversations uses that. They actually, like their community, these essential mamas get together and watch this at different times throughout the year. I don't have that here, but I did want to watch it, so I did get it, and I'll show it to you in just a bit. The way that this works is it's broken down into days, so you watch part of the video. This does have a video component to it, and it's Andrew Pudawa teaching the kids. And so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to sit and watch this with my 4th and 5th grader, and have Andrew teach me as he is teaching them, you know. So I think I'm going to do that. Every once in a while, I might not, just depending on the day and what they're doing. But like here it says day 1, they watch part of the video, they discuss it, they write the keyword outline, they test the keyword outline. And I understand what all of this is now after going through it a few times and kind of reading over and watching a bunch of videos. But it's okay if you don't understand what this is. Basically, this is just a writing curriculum, and I'm having a hard time explaining it all because it's just so rich. And but again, I'm going to link videos. There's actually a video. Oh gosh, I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry, but her video is a whole week of her daughter doing this. So by the end of the week, you should have a paper. Sometimes it doesn't happen within a week, and I know that. And so I'm not going to really push it to like every week we need to have a paper. So basically what they're doing is they're taking this source text, which is very small. This is what the child sees. So it's neat. They show you like the full page of what your child is seeing, so you don't have to look over their shoulder. And then they're going to write the keyword outline. They're going to pick 3 words, only 3 words, from each sentence to help them remember this story. And Andrew Pudawa walks them through all of this So it's very good. I've watched the first video, and I've done some of the teaching writing curriculum that he has for teachers, and like, he does it so well. And I have no concern that my kids aren't going to get this. Like, I'm concerned that I'm going to get it, but but I ain't worried about them. They're really good and really smart. They absorb so much more than I do. And then it just does the same thing. And it goes through and it does the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And I love that it's just so repetitious. And then they go into the different units, and they're doing the same thing where they're writing the keyword outline. They are telling us, they're narrating from the keyword outline, and then they are rewriting it in their own words from the keyword outline. So it's the same thing, except they're using different sources throughout the curriculum. So that's the teacher's manual, and this is the student's manual. So it's a whole binder. It's a really nice binder too. It's got a little packet here. It's nice. And then it comes with these tabs over here. So source text, model charts, work in progress. I haven't done this because I think there's a video where the student has to set up his or her own binder. So I'll show you though in here. So here's this is like a scope and sequence. It's a scope and sequence, which, guys, I never look at those. Okay. I just keep going. I just go with the flow, you know. So here, look. So they have a little schedule in here. And it even includes here, it'll say do fix-it grammar, week 1 or whatever. But I don't think we're going to do fix-it grammar this year. So here's the source text, like I was telling you. This is what the child sees. This is another source text. So they are actually writing their keyword outline on a separate notebook, separate piece of paper. And then this is kind of like a reminder to them of what they need to do. So they need to write this on their paper. So they need to write their name, the date, this I right here. And then they're going to write, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many sentences there are in the source text. And then they're going to write their keyword outline. And then they have to read the keyword outline, think about it, and they have to look up, and they have to speak it. So they have to retell it in their own words. And it's so neat. It's so neat the way that he does it. And so it's kind of also preparing them for, public speaking and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be something so brand new to us, but I'm looking forward to it, to seeing how their writing improves. My boy doesn't like to write. That's my 4th grader. He doesn't like to write very much. He does a little bit with the good and the beautiful, but he has a hard time with the prompts and the creative prompts and stuff. I have a hard time with those type of things too. So having a source text and knowing what you're going to write is pretty cool. This is a portable wall. This just has all of their little reminders. Look, here is that one that I showed you earlier. And then here's another one for all of the different units. And then in here they've got ly adverbs. So they have a whole list of ly adverbs that they can use. They have imposters here, don't use those. Those are not really ly adverbs. Prepositions, strong verbs. Substitute for said. Oh, wow. Substitute all of those. Acknowledged. I don't even know that word, guys. I don't know. Added, addressed, adjudged, adjured, admitted, admonished. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. My vocabulary is going to grow. Here's some strong words. And then this is a pocket. I don't know what the pocket's for, but I like pockets. So that's fine, right? So there is that. So we are going to use that. So this is a teacher's guide. I can use this for both students. Each student will have to have one of these. And I don't know if each student has to have one of these. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use this for yet. So I'm not sure. But let me show you. So this is what they use in Essentials. So it's IEW. It's the same thing. It is the exact same thing. It's the units 1 through 9. It's the exact same thing over here, except there is no video to go with this. You are teaching this yourself. But what I like about this is that it goes along with our CC cycle. So they have one for ancient history, they have one for medieval history, and they have one for U.S. history. And the only difference in these from this is the source text. So the source texts are something different. So let me show you. Okay, so here's the scope and sequence that I never read. And then here's lesson 1. Oh, and this is the student's guide. So the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So let's see, where's the source text? Here's the source text right here. So this is the source text they're going to use. How many times can I say source text in this video? This is what they're going to use. And they're going to do the same thing. Keyword outline. They have to write it, say it, and then they rewrite it to where they have their own version of what this says. Oh, look, and here they actually give them papers for the keyword outline over here. Oh, and vocabulary words. That's right. There are vocabulary words in here. I don't think there are any vocabulary words over here because I think you're supposed to use Fix-It Grammar along with this, which the vocabulary words are in Fix-It Grammar. Like they look it up in the dictionary and all of that. So this is kind of neat. And so I did get them both because I didn't know which one I was going to get, and it was like free shipping, and so I just got everything, you know, because I knew that at some point I would be using this anyway, hopefully in the future with some of my other kids. So I just got this, and I might replace some of the source texts from here, or I might replace some of those from there with some of these. I don't know yet, or I might just follow the video and just go with whatever he says to do. So I am not completely sure, so we will see. So this is teaching writing, structure and style. And this is for teaching you as the teacher how to teach this, if that makes sense. So this one is not for your child. This one also has a video component. So it's Andrew Pudewa teaching you how to do it. And see, I've gone through and I've set up my own binder like a good little student. So he goes through and he has an introduction video. So I've already taken some notes in here. It's so good, guys. And I've loved watching his videos. I just feel so much smarter after I listen to him talk for an hour. So he goes through and shows you how do you make a keyword outline? How do you teach how to do that? You know, what is a student supposed to do? What is it supposed to look like? And then you actually have your own source text and you write a keyword outline and then you like rewrite it and all of that. It's really neat. So then you know what your kids are going through. And so it's all of this. Now this is really long, guys, like super long. I think the idea is that you break it up over the year. It tells you in structure and style when to listen to what section. So like I've done maybe about 2 hours worth of this so far. I know for classical conversations, I think they break it up into 3 different times that the mamas get together and watch this together. I'm not sure. I might watch this with my husband. I don't know, because I'd like for him to kind of edit their papers and do different things and kind of be included in this part of the curriculum. And so I don't know. I'm not sure, but this is really good. I've heard people say that if you watch the videos in structure and style in that other green one, if you watch these videos, not those, these, if you watch these videos with your kids, then you might not need this because he kind of goes over the same thing. But if you're teaching this one here and you're not doing the videos, then you definitely need this one. I'm going to tell you right now, you definitely need it. Oh my goodness. And but I want to know everything. Like when I dive into something, I want to dive deep into something. And so I want to know this. And then I can have the ability to not watch those videos if I don't have time to that day. I can have that flexibility. So, okay. And another thing I got for their language arts is this. This is from Classical Conversations. And in Essentials, they have to memorize a whole bunch of charts. And from all the videos that I have seen for essentials is that if they can memorize chart A their first year, then they are ahead of the game. So I'm just going to focus on that this year. Actually this year we're going to focus on memorizing this. A lot of this we've already memorized because a lot of this is in our memory work in foundations, like parts of speech, 5 parts of a sentence, 5 purposes of a sentence. Like I can think of all the songs. Even this we just learned this one here. It's a little bit different, but so yeah. And so the idea is I'm going to have them, let's see, how does this work? Okay, so here's another chart. So I'm going to make copies of this, stick it in a sheet protector, and have them copy this every day. Wait, I don't know. I said every day. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every day. Maybe every day. It takes 2 seconds, right? So I'm just going to have them copy this onto here. And this is kind of dry erase, so if I wanted them to just use this, I could. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have them do that, and we'll just kind of go through it a little bit every day, and then we'll have them memorize it. So this is brand new to me, guys. I don't know a whole lot about essentials. I've never officially gone through it. I've sat in a couple of classes, but I mean, I didn't know what was going on. So I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't know what to do. But I feel like if they've got this down by next year, and then they have an idea of how the IEW process works, the writing part of it, then I think they're going to be good to go. We're also going to play some math games. It's not the back of here. That's silly, Dina. It's not that one. We're also going to play some math games and stuff because they do that in essentials too when we go and meet with the community. So I want to kind of incorporate that a little bit into our, our week also. Okay, and for those of you who are saying, but Dina, wait, what about the good and the beautiful? Oh no. Well, we are still going to continue with the good and the beautiful because, like I said, IEW is just for writing. And the good and the beautiful, if you can see here, has so many different things: phonics, writing, reading, grammar, punctuation, spelling, literature, geography, and art. And so, and they really do enjoy doing these books. Like when my oldest found out that I was going to switch over to IEW, she was like, no, but what about the good and the beautiful? I love it, and I love doing all the artwork and all of this stuff. And I was like, it's okay, don't worry. We're going to keep some of that. So my 4th grader is actually still on level 3. So if you look here, we are on, got a little sneaker over there. We are on lesson 69. So we are on lesson 69 of the good and the beautiful. Oh, how funny, look. And if you look here, I've already kind of done this where this is writing instruction. I am going to cross out any sort of writing instruction. And I do kind of cross out this poetry memorization because we memorize so much with classical conversations. And so, especially for my boy, my girl, my 5th grader could probably do some more of this because she just enjoys it. But my boy, he's like, just lay it out for me, Mama. Tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it, but he just kind of gets it done. So we're going to do this, but I have already shown you level 3. So I am going to show you level 4 because when we are done here, then we are going to move on to level 4. So the way we are going to do this, I did get everything because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but this is the spelling and writing workshop. Every other lesson they do spelling, every other lesson they do writing, but as you'll see, we're not going to use that because we actually have something, the IEW for writing, and we actually have something else for spelling. But I do want to show you this book. I really do like the language arts from the good and the beautiful. As I'm flipping through this, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just so gorgeous, and I love it. So this is like level 4 at a glance. Here we go. Here's unit 1. If you go back to last year's videos, I go through and explain a lot of this. So I will leave that link down below, and I'll leave it linked up here. So you can go and check that out if you want kind of a deeper look and a look into this, like using the whole thing, because like I said, we're going to use not the whole thing. I'm going to cut out a few different pieces. But if you want to get a good look at how you use it all together, then go check out that video, because this is part of the spelling. So we're not going to do that. So we go through. So how I'm going to do it is anything that has to do with writing or spelling, he doesn't have to do. So like this is just a reading check. I think they read this and then they answer those. Here is vocabulary, so that's why I wasn't too concerned that instruction style doesn't have vocabulary, because they have vocabulary here in the good and the beautiful. And then this is just kind of grammar stuff. And then here is some editing. So I was going back and forth on whether to add in fix-it grammar or just use the editing here. And after talking to my husband, I think it's just be good, especially for my boy, just to use the editing in here. And then he doesn't have another book that he has to pull out and everything like that. So he'll do all of this. And this is basically independent. But then at the end here, when it says complete the writing workshop here in lesson 1, he's not going to have to do that. And then here they do personal reading, but we do that separately. We do that differently apart from everything else. We do it in the afternoon when my little one is taking a nap. And so we just do that all the time. So again, like he will go through, and for the parent teacher, it's not very much. You do the course reading assessment. Okay, so this is the appendix from the spelling and writing workshop. There's a lot of good stuff back here, like references. There's a spelling, but there's like an editing symbols reference page. I might copy some of those since he's not going to have this book. I might just take this and copy some of these and like put it up at his desk or something like that, because so that way he can have those references while he's editing and doing all of that. So course reading assessment, this, I love these. This is where they get timed, you know, at the very beginning. So this is like lesson 2 that they have them doing this at the very beginning, and then at the very end they get they read the same thing and get timed again. I love that. I've always loved that from the good and the beautiful, because they can see it. Like when they read that second time at the very end, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so much better. And that's what you want. You want to show them that they are progressing. They are making progress. It doesn't matter like as far as grades and stuff like that, but what matters is that you're continually making progress. I always tell them practice makes progress. It doesn't make perfect, but it makes progress, and that's all we expect. So good, but that's only the first couple of times. And then it has them do the challenging sentence climb in this appendix. So I might have him do that back here, where he reads these sentences until he masters it. Once he masters it, it talks a little bit about Belgium and the white stork, and he can come and color it over here in this house that's from Belgium. So, and they're different ladders. They have different countries. Let's see, yeah, so here's Canada, Central America, Indian, Asian. Yeah, and they had another one in there. I think I skipped the page. Over here, we've got our challenging spelling words. Again, we're not going to need that. Spelling rules reference. Again, not going to really need that, just because we're going to be using our spelling curriculum for that. So yeah, so there's that. So I'm glad I looked through that. So yeah, so we're going to go through, and he'll do this, but anything that says like writing or spelling, he's not going to have to do. And then they have this section here at the beginning of each lesson where maybe they'll have him read out loud, or you read something. Then they have this at the end of every one. So check the child's work. And I need to make it a better point of having them bring me their work. I did a better job at the end of the school year last year. So I need to just keep pushing that. I was like, okay, you're done. Okay, now bring me your work. I need to see it. Because it's part of my responsibility, you know. I need to make sure that they're actually learning the things that they say they're learning. But it's stuff like this, guys. This is why I want to stay with the good and the beautiful, because they have this art, not only art appreciation, but they have art instruction in here, which is amazing. And we do love diagramming sentences, and they have a lot of sentence diagramming in here, whereas Fix It Grammar doesn't have any diagramming. Essentials does, but we're not going to do that part of Essentials this year because we're going to do this. So, so yeah, guys, so that's basically how a lesson works. This is supposed to be completely independent for the most part, except for that little section in the front. There's some recipes in here and different things like that. I think I'm going to give him about 20 minutes to work on this. And then whatever he gets done in 20 minutes, he'll set a timer. See, look at this. Whatever he gets done in 20 minutes, he will do. And he'll just start from there the next day. Sometimes with my boy, sometimes he just wants to finish a lesson, which I will let him because he's the one that wakes up early in the morning and tries to get everything done before, I don't know, the roosters wake up, you know? Which is completely fine. And he comes in and asks me for help while I'm like reading my Bible and stuff like that. And that's completely fine because he usually just needs a little bit and then he's off. The only thing is I wish that there was more of a video component here for these lessons, because my oldest, she can do this completely on her own and she was just fine. I think he's going to be okay. He's been getting better at reading instructions, and I like how they're broken up into little bits like this. So I think he's going to be okay, but I'll help him if I need to, or I'll have my older girl kind of help him out too. So yeah, so that's how we are going to do the good and the beautiful. See, look at all of this, guys. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So we are going to finish up level 3 from the good and the beautiful, and then we are going to do level 4. I'm trying to see if I can do the lay flat thing. I don't remember how I did it before. So in my level 3, so trying to see if I can do it with this one. So yeah, so we are going to do that. We're going to try both of them, and I think it's going to work just fine. It's just going to be a little bit more time for that IEW section. But I think that they're going to be able to do, that he's going to be just fine. Great Lakes. We just learned about that. Nice. All right. And something else that comes with this is the level 4 reader. So every once in a while they'll have, I keep saying her because it's from, I just went through this with my oldest. They'll have them read this. And this is good. I do want him to read on his own. It's a personal reader. And here are like world biographies. That's pretty neat. So every once in a while they'll tell him in the course book when to do that. And so yeah, so he'll be reading these throughout the year also. And what we're doing for spelling is the phonetic zoo. If you saw my 3rd graders video, you know this is what we were doing. So we're doing this for my 3rd grader, my 4th grader, and my 5th grader. And so I'm not going to go through this a lot because I already went through it in my 3rd grade video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the video up here, and that other video does have timestamps. So if you want to see a little bit more deeply into the phonetic zoo from IEW, then you can go and check out the video that I just did there. It comes with that. It comes with these zoo lesson cards. And then it comes with these flashcards, which in that video I was like, I have no idea what to do with these cards. But one of you guys in the comments was so gracious, and you sent me a link to another video where she kind of goes through and talks about what she does with these cards. So that was very helpful. So I have a little bit better idea of what I'm going to do with these cards and how we're going to use them. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, so if you want a little bit more insight on what this phonetic zoo is all about, then go check out my 3rd graders video. Okay guys, and for typing, I have decided to try Type C. It's made for schools, but it has a specific section here for homeschoolers, so you can sign up as a homeschooler, so that's really neat. Let me show you what the prices are down here. So here you've got Type C Homeschool Family Plan for $67. Now these are all for 5 years, so that's a lot. So 67 divided by 5, and that's how much you pay a year. You do have to pay the whole thing up front, but that's for 5 years, so that's pretty good. And then you have 2 parent-teacher admin accounts where you can both go in and see all of the different tests and assign curriculum and all kinds of stuff like that. You have enough space for 4 students. And then here you have the full curriculum and everything. For a big family, which is what we are going to be doing, we have enough for 3 admin accounts and 10 students. Right now I only have 3 students who are going to be doing typing, but eventually I will have, within the next 5 years, I will have all 5 of the kids doing typing. So, and they do have an option for like younger kids. So if I do want my first grader and my preschooler to kind of start typing a little bit, then I can, and I can decide at any point there when I want to start doing that. So let me show you. This is, no, not this. This here is what the admin interface looks like. I believe that's what they called it, admin interface. This is what it looks like, and this is where you can see all your students. You can add your children, you can rename a class, you can print out logins because each child will have their own login, which I thought was really cool, and all they can see is their own stuff. Plus there's no ads for any of this, which is wonderful. And if you look up here, I've already added my students, so here you can see all of their students, and you can see like their different levels. Now I have gone in just to kind of play with this a little bit for Aubrey's. That's why it says that she's online right now. But that's neat that it tells you, okay, they're online right now. Pretty soon these things will all kind of fill up, but I can't see anything right now because we haven't started it. But for instance, let me go to Aubrey, and this is her page here. It shows they have their own username, and I made their username their name and the year they were born. I thought that'd be good for them to constantly be typing that. So that's good. And I'm sure there's going to be much more information that pops up here once they really get started with these typing. You can go to like user reports, individual settings. So if you disable the skipping ahead, you don't want them to skip ahead. Oh, and I can't do that here because I'm actually on her account, not the admin account. So that's pretty neat. So it'll show you all of these, but I'll show you them in the admin account. And then here, there's nothing here yet. And then they do have tests that they have to do every once in a while, and it'll show you the test results. Here, I'm going to have them do a placement test. They just haven't done it yet. And so, oh, sorry, let me go back to, let's see. Okay, this is my account. So this is my admin. So if I go over here, and I can go over here to settings, and it'll show you, see here, where I disabled the skipping ahead. So you have a lot of control, which is, you can even change the font. That's really cool. Oh, fixed class, I don't know. Typing, you can allow them to backspace or not, so that way you can see whether they messed up or not, or what, I don't know. I'm not sure, because this is the first time we've used any sort of typing program that's not a book, so so we'll see as I go through, and I'll give you an update later on how I like it. But this is where I would see all of the test results. Oh, and this is really cool, guys. So word work. This is where you can assign a word list. So say we're working on spelling words, all of those spelling words that we're going to be doing with Phonetic Zoo. And I want them to type them out, that they can do, I can put them on here and they can use that to type out those words. So I thought that was really cool. Spelling words, or say I want them to, I don't know if I can do sentences. Let's see if I can do a sentence. Okay, so there's different grade levels, I think. I don't know. So I guess they have different words here, but then here, word list was successfully assigned. But what are my words? So view and edit is empty. Add words. Words. Okay, so I can put here like, what was it? 7 wonders. or something like that. I don't know. Can I save it? Oh, okay. So they did them as separate words. Okay, so I can't make like our sentences. I can't put it in there. Oh, look at here. Dictionary lesson. This is all really cool. 7. So it tells you the meaning of the word. This is all very interesting. I'm going to have to look through this a little bit more. Okay, and then here you can assign the curriculum. This is the curriculum that I've assigned to them. Oh, and here I can assign, okay, here it is. I can assign the different curriculum to them if I wanted to. So here's that Type C little ones for K through 2nd grade keyboarding. So I thought that was really cool. And these guys, their characters. Every time I point to it, it goes somewhere else. But their characters, and at the beginning of at least lesson 1, it has a whole story of how there's a word blur guy, and he's trying to take over the world and blur all the words, but thankfully we have friends who can help us type all the words. And so it's just kind of a fun little thing. And then this little guy right here, he goes and he teaches you how to type all of the different words, starting with the home row. And so that's really cool. So, and this, guys, is not just for like little kids either. Like you can do, see, here's high school and middle school career focused typing. So if you want to sharpen your typing skills, just basic for adults. Here's the numeric pad, which is really good to use. And then I believe, I don't know why it just has the state of Texas, but here are the state of Texas grade requirements. I don't know if this is from Texas or what it is, but that's kind of cool that it has that on there. So if I wanted to do that, I could assign cross-curricular. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's just like, not only they're typing a bunch of different things, maybe history stuff too, I don't know. But there's just a whole bunch, like sight words, digitals. I believe down here there's also, look, there's coding. There was also something else. What is it? Oh, vocabulary booster, training, career success. There was also something on here like how to use YouTube or something. Maybe that's an older one. I will link a video down below of the video that I watched. I watched a whole bunch of videos, guys, but the video that I watched that helped me out the most, I will leave it linked down below in the description box so you can go check it out. She's used it, and so she knows probably a little bit more than I do. Most definitely a little bit more than I do, because I have never used this before, but I'm excited. I'm excited to use this with my kids. And let me give you kind of an idea of what the lessons are. So this is Aubrey. So this is the student interface. So this is what Aubrey would see when she logs in. And so she goes through, and this is what she would see first. Because I have gone through and done a little bit of this, it says here continue. So I'm going to click on that real quick, and you can see it's got all of the different levels, and we've unlocked this first one because I started playing with it a little bit, but she cannot get to any of these levels until she has done this one. I want to kind of show you a little bit. So here is where we've gotten. I'm going to come back. Oh, I can clear it when I'm done. That's good. Okay, well, it won't show me the video, but there's a little video that happens beforehand, and he goes through it, and he explains how to set up your fingers, and he goes through it pretty slowly, which is wonderful, and they can rewatch the video if they want to. And now they're going to go through and see, I'm typing the letters for them, and then space. So they go through and do that. So that's really cool. I like that typing sound. That's really fun. So yeah, so I'm going to try to go back, and I'm going to clear this for her. Yes, please clear it, because she should do it on her own. Perfect. See, now it says start. Oh, and here is, let's see, home row, top row. Oh, so it shows if you need practice on certain levels, shift key, punctuations. Oh, that's good. On the keyboard, and here we've got some play. I don't really know what that is. Oh, I guess it's just games. Well, that's good. They can play games, words. Oh, okay, so this is where the list of words would pop up. Tasks, they don't have any tasks. Fame, I think it's like See, I guess you can earn points. And so I think this is whoever is using Type C, you know. And then here is her profile where she can see her progress. I thought this was really neat. This is a keyboard knowledge heat map. So it'll show you, it doesn't have anything here, but once she starts pressing on these different keys, they'll start to turn orange and even more orange depending on how often they use them. So that's neat. So I can go over here, and this will show up on my profile too. So I can go over and see, okay, what is she typing? And these, when she first starts, it's probably going to be a lot of this home row right here, which is wonderful, wonderful. A little bit at a time, right? Do you guys remember learning how to type? I remember learning how to type in like, gosh, I think it was at least 3rd grade, if not 2nd grade, where I started learning how to type in, you know, big old giant computer. And oh, it was so cool. I remember that was one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. And then my mom taught me how to type a little bit more later on. So I love typing. I absolutely love typing. Oh, it's got pets. Oh my gosh, they're going to love that. Oh goodness. Portfolio, nothing here. Stats, nothing here yet. Options. Okay, they can change it up just a little bit. I like that it gives them some options, but it's not like they don't have access to the internet. Well, I mean, they do because they're on the computer, but but it doesn't have, you know, anywhere where they can click to get to the outside of Type C very easily. So I'm looking forward to this, guys. I will keep y'all updated and let y'all know what I think about it, maybe in the middle of the year or at the end of the year. I'm kind of wanting them to start this like right now. I'm so curious to see how this works. But anyway, all right, guys, so this is what we are using for typing, and I will leave it linked down below. And last but certainly not least, we have math. My boy worked so hard to finish his level 2 from Math with Confidence. So that way in this year he can start his level 3. Now I know he's going into 4th grade, but I hope this gives you encouragement. You just continue going at your child's pace, whether that is in where they're ahead, you know, or whether they are just a little bit further. I don't like the word behind because I don't think that it is what I mean to say, because I don't think that he's behind. It's just that his progress is a little bit slower, and that's completely fine because he is making progress and I'm seeing it, and it was so neat to see him make so much progress with his math this last year. And oh, I was just so happy with that. Now, the way that these come are they are bound like this, but I went to Staples and I got it cut and spiral bound, and guys, it was only like $5. $5, and look, it looks so good. They did such a good job with this. So I did this. This is for him. This is the student workbook part A. They have a student workbook part B. I didn't do both because I didn't know how it was going to come out. But now that I see this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I am going to do the other one also when it comes that time. And when he saw this, he was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Mom. I love the spiral. Because he never liked this type of binding. So he's like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I didn't do it for mine. Guys, this is a mammoth of a book. Oh my goodness. I didn't do it for this one. I just don't know, because it's so ginormous. I don't know how well the binding will hold up. So I'm not sure. I might go and I might try it, but we'll see. So we've got the instructor's guide, we've got table of contents, welcome to 3rd grade math with confidence, and it's got, it shows you kind of an introduction, how to use this book. Let's see, a lot of black and white, How can I adjust the lessons to fit my child and my schedule? Oh, that's cool. I might need to read that. Oh, I might need to read some of this, huh? And what you'll need, it breaks it down into all the supplies that you're going to need for the whole year. Then Unit 1. Now, guys, if you've been following me at all, you know that I've had trouble reading this stuff. You know, I like all of this. It overwhelms my mind. But I have to like cover it up and be like, okay, let's just go one thing at a time. But every lesson works the exact same way, or at least it did with level 2. I hope it does with level 3, where they have like a little bit of a warm-up. So I'm kind of understanding it. My brain is starting to recognize it a little bit. My eyes are starting to recognize it. So they have a warm-up where you go through and you just kind of like ask him questions or play a game or just different things like that. And then it's where you teach the activity. So we're going to introduce the activity here. Rounding. He knows how to do that. These activities are usually broken down into 2 sections. I don't know why. And then down here it'll say, oh, it's not, oh goodness, there's 3 activities. Okay. So this is playing a game. A lot of these have games in it, which I like and I don't like, if you know what I mean. I like it because I feel like they learn a lot through games. I don't like it because it takes up a lot of time. Oh, mamas, do you feel me? It takes up so much time, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain because I do enjoy just spending time with my boy. So, and he seems to really enjoy it, and he's actually learning how to lose. But he's learning how to lose, which is so good. Such a good skill to learn. And then this is at the end, they say, okay, now the child goes and they will do the lesson. And then they'll come over here and do the lesson. So here's the lesson activities. Oh, I see. Okay, so activity C, activity A. Okay, it is a little bit different, but it's basically the same. So lesson practice. And then this is the review, where they can do this. He can either do this before or after the lesson, I believe. So in level 2, or in grade 2, in level 2 they had, where this was the lesson page where we kind of go through it together, and this is when I'm teaching him, and then this is the review part. But in level 3 they have 2 lesson pages and 1 review page. And then, yeah, and so this is the next lesson. So here are the lesson activities, lesson practice, and then a review. So it'll be 3 pages per lesson. So that makes sense that they broke it out into 2 books, because that is a lot of work. I really do I like the way that this is laid out. I think it's cute. Oh, again, I wish the teacher's guide was laid out like this. All right, but I'm a grown-up. I'm a grown-up. All right, so that's basically how this works. You know, so this is a warm-up. So here they actually have you playing a game for the warm-up, and then they do, here's the activity, and I guess you do an activity in there where he practices it. Activity B, you practice it in the workbook. You do all of this. Oh, nope, that's the other lesson. And then down here it'll say, okay, now have your child complete that review page. And again, you can do it, I believe you can do it before the lesson too. In the back here, sorry for the noise, that's my husband. He comes home early sometimes. Let's see. Okay, so in the back here, you've got your memory work. I do really like this part of it, where every lesson, so like every week, is it broken up by weeks? I think it is. Every week they'll have a question for them. So how many months are in a year? How many days are in a week? How many hours are in a day? Like, and you'll ask them that like every day. I love that part of it because, I mean, it's right up our alley. You know, we do classical conversation, so I understand how wonderful that is, where it's just like asking them the same things and they're going to just repeat it. Repeat the answers to you over and over and over again. I really do like that. Here it tells you the material list. It has it all here, which is great. And then here are the Blackline Masters, and they do have digital copies of these. So I'm going to go and download those. So that way I can just print them out. So you print them out and you have them kind of on like in a sheet protector, I think, where he can go through and write on them. I think some of them, place value chart, we use a different chart, but it's there if you need it. Addition algorithm and subtraction algorithm. Okay, that's from level 2. We've just been doing those. These dot array mat. That's been kind of neat. We've been doing that. Actually, I already have that, so I don't think I have to do it again, copy it again. But multiplication strategy. So this is kind of like the portable wall thing over there, you know, where it's got these different things that you can copy and then or print out and just kind of paste up. Fraction circles. I actually got some different fraction circles, so I might not need that. A paper ruler. Oh, that's interesting. We have an actual ruler. So, but I like that they give you everything in case you don't or you can't buy a ruler and fraction circles where you live, you know, or you just don't want to pay the extra money for it when you have this. You could just print it out on cardstock and do it that way. This is kind of neat. We actually did this in the Good and the Beautiful, I think. But yeah, I'll print that out in cardstock. We'll cut it up and put it together. I have no idea what that is. Oh, that was like a cone. Okay. Okay, I see it. A cylinder. 10 blocks, but we have base 10 blocks. We have fake money. Here are some games like subtraction, climb, and slide. These are fun. These are fun because you don't know who's going to win at the end. It is really fun. And then different acknowledgements and stuff like that. So this is, and I have grown to really like this, and mostly because my boy really likes this. And you know what, guys? I'm so silly. Like, he saw that this is a 3, and you all probably are like, duh, like, of course it's a 3. But, and I saw that it was a 3, but I didn't realize that the swan in the other book makes the 2. Guys, why didn't I realize that? Because it's just a swan. But he saw it, like he saw the number 2. He's like, oh, it's just like the swan in the other one. I'm like, what are you talking about? So my 9-year-old had to explain to me what that was. So anyway, so yeah, so that is what we are using for math for my 4th grader, and I'm excited about this. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, there's something in here that I wanted to show you guys. So every 5th lesson, there's like an enrichment. At least there was in level 2. I think they keep that. Okay, so each week is a different unit. So let me see, each 5th lesson, so at the end of the week, there's an enrichment lesson. And the thing that I like about it is that it has a picture book. So there are picture books, and I think there's a list either in the front or the back of all of the different picture books. So if you want to just get them all at one time, you can do that. I think I might just do that and just get them all done so I don't have to worry about getting them from the library or anything like that. And like I said before, we have ESA funds in Arizona, so I could definitely do that. And it doesn't come out of my pocket, which is wonderful. But if you don't want to do that, then, you know, you can just get them, see which ones are from the library. So what we do here, like here it has the making pumpkin bread. I might not do that. I tell you right now, probably will most definitely not do that. But I do enjoy sitting and reading those picture books with my boy. Another option is to see if they are, there's a read aloud on YouTube. I can usually find a read aloud on YouTube for that. So yeah, so this is what we're using for math. All right, you guys, well, that was it. That's what I've got for my 4th grader for this coming homeschool year. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're using for your 4th grader. And I have a playlist of all of the different curriculum pick videos. In that playlist is curriculum videos for my 1st grader, my preschooler, my 3rd grader, 4th grader, and 5th grader. And I will leave that down in the description box so you can go check those out if you would like to. All right, you guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notified whenever new videos pop up. And let's be friends. Follow me over on Instagram at Dina_pursuing_peace. All right, you guys, well, I hope you're having a blessed day, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. Oof, okay. Look like a mullet. Now, why I... Oh.
You talking to me?
Go over there, please. Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Can I talk to you for a second while you're getting your train?
No, I want to get on my train and get to the station.
You ordered all the groceries?
Yes, I did. I want to... My husband's just staring at me over here, so hold on one second. You're making me nervous, so try not to make too much noise, please. goodness. Ah. Hello.
You gonna take a
Yep.
video of summer school going on in here?
You mean them watching TV? No. But what I like about this.
Talk to me?
No. Go away, please. I forgot what I already said.